You're listening to Poetry Slam with Bellz.
And your boy Napoleon B. Mate. We
We're-
back.
Yeah, we are back, and we are actually starting our show a little earlier than we usually do. We're usually coming in at 8:15. You know,
K,
8:18.
K, K, K,
We're
K,
feeling
K,
good.
K.
Why?
You don't gotta tell the people all that. They
But
already know that.
there are fans. They are committed, and they know how we do.
But you don't gotta let them know that we early for once.
I mean, I'm sure
They
they're
see that
definitely.
we early for once.
Oh, well, yeah. Yay, early! Yay, early! Yes. So, I definitely have a poetic moment that I'd like to open the show with.
Okay, okay.
I know Napoleon B. Might taught me about poetic moments, and I never forgot. And I'm really glad to be an active participant
For
in
those who
this.
don't know, a poetic moment is a moment that you have when writing anything as far as creative, um, when something inspires that creative moment.
Yes, so this poetic moment is tentatively titled Poetic Moment 2, and it was inspired by my experience last night out with TayDZ. We went to the Busboys and Poets in Hyattsville
Mm.
to see a very special featured poet, somebody who graced our show just a couple weeks ago, Amuche the poet.
Oh snap! That's fire.
Yes, she was
Wait, that was a couple
amazing.
weeks ago.
Amuche was on our show a couple weeks ago, and she performed as the featured poet at Busboys in Hyattsville last night.
No, I mean she was on our show a couple weeks ago.
I
That's
believe
wild.
so, yeah. The weeks
Time
are
be.
going by. Yeah, she was an awesome guest. And you know what? She's looking forward to coming back to play our game Slam. We ran out of time with her,
Oh
actually. And when I
yeah.
saw her last night, she brought that up. She definitely wants to come back and play. And I'm just so honored and like so grateful that we had such an amazing artist on our show. I'm so glad that we've created a platform that people, want to be on our stage.
Yeah, I'm so glad we've created that platform too. I hope she shouted us. Did she shout us out a little
No.
bit? No.
Well, to be fair, of course, like some poets have pre-written bios, and
Yeah.
like the host of the show will read their bio.
Yeah.
So,
So I mean, I wish she would have given the opportunity. She was given the opportunity to shout us out, but I
yeah.
mean, because then we could have had more guests.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't worry about that because Tay and I did some networking. We connected to some of the other performers at the event,
Okay.
and we're
Okay.
looking forward to having some new talent on Poetry Slam soon. So we're definitely looking to get out there more to live events and communicating with more artists in person. So try to catch us out locally in Baltimore at open mics and events.
Hopefully, my schedule will clear up and allow me to participate as well.
Yeah, hopefully.
Fingers crossed.
Follow that action on Poetry Slam and at Bellz. I definitely posted Amuche the poet on my story. Definitely get just a little soundbite. Get the whole performance, Busboys and Poets, but a little piece of it is on my story. And awesome job, Amuche.
Awesome job.
Yes, so the entire Busboys experience inspired this poetic moment number 2.
Okay.
I wish I were more purpose driven, steered through life with decisions rather than walking through fog of wishes, smoke of dreams. How far must I wander for something real to reconnect to the living? Maybe I need to go searching for inspiration, grab onto determination, surround myself with poetry, let art, words, no punctuations float around me, decide to be poetic. I know, not wish, I believe, not think, I am sure, no guess. A decision is my next chance to undo hectic and choose peace of mind. Bellz.
Okay, K Bells with poetic moment number 2.
Yes, Thank you, Napoleon B. Might.
I feel like that should be named purpose driven
Purpose driven? Okay, we're renaming it right now. Purpose driven.
because it's like it's referencing to things like you wish how you wish you were. So like if if you I'm not all for the whole manifesting thing, but
What?
like I mean
That's a unpopular opinion.
with you gotta as far as like the the spiritual aspect of it, like not the whole crystal spiritualistic aspect of it. I'm not necessarily for, but like if you think of it in a way of like not necessarily like if you I'm trying to think of how to word it so it's not like so not necessarily so it's not so like biased, but like trying to think of a way to word it. I can't think of a way to word it, but other than that,
Okay. Let
help
it
me out,
marinate.
Kay.
Help you out. I don't know. I mean, I'm just trying to let you make your point.
Um,
I mean, you can marinate on that. We can come back,
okay.
of course.
I
Oh,
have
we have some bad news. We were planning to have a special guest on our show, a singer, Yeah Baby. I'm sure you saw her advertised on our Instagram and social medias. Unfortunately, we had a last minute cancellation. However, we're looking forward to rescheduling with her very, very soon.
right.
So stay tuned to hear her talent and hear her interview and learn more about her later in another episode of our show. However, we're still going to break at our normal time, which is 8:15. But B Might's
Well,
pulling up his phone. Like
I
what?
I
What?
have a poem.
Whoa, whoa. Can you do it after the break?
Yeah, I can do it at the
Okay, that'll be your stretch.
break. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Since you started off the show so hot, I figured
Yeah.
why
Oh, you
can't
want
I
to keep?
do? Yeah.
We gotta end everything on a high.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because you know when you're writing something and then you get stuck and you think, oh, when I come back, I'm going to pick up and, unravel it. No, that never works. You got
No.
to end it on a high and then you know where to pick up.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because you never want to leave a poem like unfinished on a low point
Right.
because it's just hard to get back into that mentality of writing it. Like especially if it's one of those poems that are hard to write,
Mm-hmm.
you never want to end out a poem on a downslope. You want to end it on a high, on a going up because
Exactly.
because it's harder to get back into that mentality of like the low point.
Right. And it's already hard to start writing. So if you don't have anything to look forward to when you start again, it makes it so much harder. You're like fighting yourself so much more unless you give yourself like a kind of a bone to like start with. But
Exactly.
also, just to tie up the poetic moment, it was inspired by the feeling of disappointment in myself
Mm.
because I had the intention of performing that night, but I didn't steal my nerve. So I didn't decide I was going to perform. I was like sort of wavering on it. And then when I got in there, I was kind of waiting for Tay to show up, looking around at the books when if I had made a decision that I'm going to perform, I would have made a beeline for the back room as soon as I got my ticket and tried to sign up right away because I knew what I wanted to do. But because I hadn't decided, I missed an opportunity and I felt bad about that.
See, I feel like you gotta make that decision before you go.
Right.
Because if you don't make the decision before you go, when you're sitting there listening to other poets or other artists, it's gonna kind of be like, I don't feel like this is my moment right now. I don't want to do it right now. You're gonna get discouraged.
Yeah, and I'm actually glad I didn't perform that night because a lot of the poets weren't reading from their phone. They'd memorized their poems. So I realized, okay, I love hearing these poems and being inspired, but also I know what I need to do when I actually do perform. I need to have my poem memorized so I can deliver it the best I
Oh,
can.
I'm not gonna be worried about that if I perform.
Okay.
I'm not gonna be worried about what other people are doing. If I'm deciding to perform, I'm gonna decide to perform no matter how I'm doing it.
Okay. Regardless, absolutely steeled.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, thanks for listening to this poetic moment. Purpose driven. We'll be back with Napoleon Beatmite's poem after the break. And we are back on Poetry Slam with K Bells.
And your boy Napoleon B. Mike. We back.
Yes, yes. And I know you have a poem that you want to start with. So,
Yeah, I have a poem that was actually inspired by a poetic moment when I was listening to music and I was just like deep in my feelings one time. So I just wanna run away, find somewhere to feel safe, find somewhere the bad days don't come as often in this town with a sad face. Somewhere I can be loved, where I don't have to run away from my flaws, and I don't have to be afraid of my thoughts. This high, this high that I've been chasing. I've been chasing this high with poetry, friends, and in ways I never thought I would. This high I'm chasing is peace. Cause I overthink, we rewind, overthink, overthink things to the smallest detail. My mind is a battleground, so I'm a lover, not a fighter. Cause why would I fight physical battles when I'm already fighting battles in my own mind? I got bodies laying over this battlefield, depression laying bleeding out on one side, high self-esteem still barely standing, anger of his covered in the blood of his fallen comrades, happiness laying with half a leg. I don't want to have to work out and train for fights when I'm already trying to break down mountains in my mind. I struggle with things that very few people know about. My past is a boogeyman that haunts me worse at night. That's why I can't sleep at night. I barely sleep at night because my mind be racing. Can barely even write because my mind is pacing. I try to write, but nothing comes to me. Be my
ooh, sounded like a little bit of writer's block right there.
yeah. Yeah, yeah, I mean, it's when writer's block it hits hard with me. So it's like not even the passion to write is there. So it's not even writer's block, it's a passion block.
Wow, you have no energy, is how that sounds.
Yeah, it's like I have no energy to put into poetry. And sometimes I mean, even at this moment I really don't feel the energy to write. Like I try to go back to old poems and see if I can get inspiration from them. But it's like none. Like it's really a hard thing for me when I'm really down.
Yeah, something that really inspires me is hearing other people say their poems, especially when I'm feeling like I have no inspiration. I think that's a part of what inspired the slam segment on our show. 'Cause sometimes you would say poems and I would think of a response to what you said. So, you know, sometimes poetic dialogue is something that sparks something in me.
Yeah, I mean that helps too at times. Like that's one of the things that really sparks my poetic moments at times. But even now, just writing, just listening to poets, just speak their poetry or say their poetry, it just hurts.
It hurts.
Like it hurts me to not not necessarily physically, but emotionally it hurts because I'm in a place right now where I had no passion to write.
Wow.
Like I try to listen to other poets and their poems be fire,
Yeah.
and I don't even get slither of a poetic moment, and it's just like, oh, wow, that's wild.
When I see very awesome poets perform and I think, oh wow, can I ever be that good? Like, is this poetry thing really for me? And then I start thinking, well, you know what? I know that they're not reading their first draft. You know, they are reading something that they have worked on and performed multiple times, that they've written and rewritten, and they've gotten it right.
Yeah,
And that's just it's a product of not just their talent, but also their hard work and the time and dedication they put into what they're doing.
yeah. I mean, like when I see a fire poet, and I'm like, that's what I strive to be.
Yeah.
That's the level of like performance that I want to give.
Yeah.
Cause it's like it's hard, and I see it. I see it. It's hard. Cause even the most professional poets mess up at times,
Yeah.
and it's like I just see it, and it's like, wow, that's I can like literally visualize myself on that stage at sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, when you get more time, maybe you can hit the Baltimore Busboys and get to be their featured poet at some point. I mean, I didn't even know this, but um, some poets like go to the same busboys like every single week.
Mm.
And it just never dawned on me that there are regular performers. I guess because of the way our show is formatted, we get somebody new every
Every week,
week.
right?
But at a regular show like that, there are some people who just sign up every week. And
Exactly.
there's actually like a trick to the trade, which is that you have to get there like 30 minutes early, because the people who are there every week, they know what time the list is coming out. They're going to fill it up, make sure their name is on there. And it's like, oh, snap, there's a culture to this. Snap.
And then some people who's if if the place they're going to has tickets online, the sign up sheet is online as well,
Yeah.
and they sign up online.
Oh, okay. I didn't even know about the online part. I'm thinking everything is paper made.
Nah, see, the poetry party does the online sign
Oh,
up as
yes.
well.
I do know
So,
that.
so it's like whenever I do get a chance to go to the poetry party again, or even Busboys,
Yeah.
I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna sign up online.
Right.
I think I did sign up online when I went to the poetry party.
Okay.
So it was just like I made the decision when I was getting my tickets
Right.
to sign up.
I definitely get that. Maybe we should adopt that feature of allowing people to sign up to be on.
Yeah, that would be dope. I think we should do that. We should start doing that.
Okay. Pending.
Pending.
We've got some forms in the making, trying to make the show more organized as we're getting more guests from different walks of life
Yeah,
on the show. Like in the very beginning, I feel we mostly just had college students, and now we're branching out to more local talent and people from other states and countries.
yeah, cause we're not gonna be. Well, I'm not a college student anymore, and
Mhm.
Kay, you only have like one more semester.
Yeah, we're reaching the end of the road. We're trying to work on a new studio.
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
gonna be getting out of Towson soon.
Yeah, we're trying to grow, and it's been slow. It takes time, but that's how you know you have a good foundation. Our show is building character. It's not
Right,
thin and, weak and flying away. It's strong.
right. Hopefully, before the end of summer,
Oh,
we're
yeah.
in our new studio.
Hopefully. Hopefully. Okay, lots of exciting things coming up, so definitely follow us on Instagram at Poetry Slam with two M's.
Stay tuned for Poetry Slam.
Yes, the new studio.
Right, we're gonna see if we can do a studio reveal on Instagram.
That
Um,
would be fun. Maybe we can do like a little documentary. We did well, thanks to our help of the designer. Are we allowed to say the name?
yes, we
Okay,
are.
yes. The help of Carice, who takes our behind the scenes photos in the studio. We were able to put all those together and like have a best of May. So maybe we can keep taking pictures and videos and show you some stuff of our studio as it comes together.
You know what I thought, Kay?
What?
We put we print out the pictures
Yeah.
and have them as our background in the new studio.
Oh. Yeah, that would be really fun. And they're good enough quality for that too.
That would be dope.
That would be dope. We could have a photo wall of all the guests that come in. That's very early 2000s. You remember when you had like okay, maybe not you, but I used to get like magazines. I used to get Tiger Beat. I used
Oh
to
no.
get
Mm-mm.
oh my gosh, there
Okay.
was something else. I think there was a Pop some I can't even remember the names of these magazines. I think there was one called the M, but they always had posters of like the hottest teen celebrities at the time, and I would rip out the posters. And then I didn't have a bunch of posters on my wall, but I know like especially if you watch YouTube at the time, people would have their corner of the room with all their posters and stuff. Or people
Yeah.
would hang up CDs and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. I remember. I kind of remember that era of YouTube, but like I wasn't really into vlogs back then.
You know what? I don't think I was either. Okay, you know what? In 2010s, K definitely was very into the vloggers. I followed. Okay, wait, before I was into the vloggers, I'm sorry, I did watch Shane Dawson, but this was in an era when nobody was dissing Shane Dawson for being racist. And also, I wasn't a super fan. I just saw a couple of his videos because he was popular. I wasn't like following Shane Dawson, if
Yeah.
that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
But I did know of him because he was like one of the biggest stars at the time. And then after, okay, when he was super popular in the beginning, that was the era of YouTube when sketch comedy was very popular, like
Yeah.
Smosh TV, and people were just
Oh.
doing like shock
Um.
humor.
Paige Kennedy was doing. He was a Viner.
Oh, okay. He's a little later though. Like
Yeah.
I'm talking about like College Humor, like
Oh
and like
yeah.
Grace Helbig and
I don't.
damn.
I don't know about Grace Helbig. I know about College Humor though, cause
Oh yeah.
that was my brain of humor back then.
That was not my I knew of those channels, but I never really watched them because I'm kind of hard to get into comedy. Like even sitcoms don't really make me laugh. Like I'll be entertained, but I'm not really into like sketch comedy. The only sketch comedy YouTuber I follow, like I was dedicated to, was in the 2010s. It was Josh Leva, and I think he was from like Southern LA, and he would make these jokes about like Hispanic people, and I didn't know anything about that. Like I just didn't. It was very funny to me.
See, I'm a very easy laugh.
Okay.
I find anything and everything funny. That's the thing that like gets people about me. Like I'm a
Oh,
very easy laugh, and like if it's not funny to me,
yeah.
it's not funny.
Oh.
It's just not that wasn't a good joke, bro.
Oh wow. If you can't make B might laugh, you're just not funny. You know what? There was a comedian at Busboys. Another thing I learned, I thought it was just for poets, but
Mm.
apparently you can sing. There were some people singing and rapping a cappella, and there was a comedian who we met. Tay really connected with that comedian. So I don't want to drop his name just in case we get him on the show at some point.
Yeah,
We didn't
maybe.
really talk about that behind the scenes, but maybe we can open the stage.
Yeah, we can open the stage to comedians as well.
Okay,
I
cool.
think I think it would be dope to have not just poets, but like, and not just other like creatives. Like we should just have a whole. We should just host creatives in general.
The whole idea of writing jokes is completely foreign to me. I had the idea of how about we try to write a couple jokes like on a topic though. Like if there's like an event in the news, maybe we can try to write some jokes about it.
Okay.
But I feel like it's not going to go well. But maybe it'll be funny.
Yes,
We have to do that with Tay.
and see that the other thing is about my brand of humor is very dark at times.
Okay.
So it's I'm an easy laugh because I like so much like a different like broad spectrum of humor.
Right.
So yeah,
I don't want to be the corny person who tries to tell jokes to the comedian because they're a comedian. So we got to take it for a test run.
yeah,
Yeah. But definitely comedy writing is an art in and of itself.
yeah,
Um
yeah. Someone else like I just recently like started getting into listening to was Matt Rife. He's he's hilarious.
I don't know him. Oh, but
He was on Wildin' Out.
oh really? I used to watch Wild 'N Out all the time. Maybe I'll recognize his face. What's his name again? I'm
Matt
gonna look him up.
Rife.
Matt Rife.
Yep.
How do you spell it? Oh, I see.
He's a really like
Who the heck is this guy?
oh my K.
I'm messing up.
Yes.
I'm messing up bad.
Yes.
Huh? Okay, let me see him on Wild 'N Out. The only person who I know from Wild 'N Out is the girl with the red hair. Forgot her name.
Justina.
Justina. I know Justina. I know who is it? Twix. Um
Twix.
who's the guy? He had
K.
a DC Young Fly. I know DC Young Fly. I know Timothy De La Ghetto, but I knew Timothy De La Ghetto from YouTube.
Right. And then I saw him on Wild 'N Out.
Me too. And actually, he's really interesting. He kind of gave some like behind the scenes information about the show. Yeah. But anyway, and of course I know Nick Cannon. But
yeah, he has a podcast with Ricky Shucks. Ricky Shucks is another comedian who's well, he's not necessarily a comedian, but he's a YouTube sketch comedy comedian.
Okay.
And he's hilarious too.
Okay, back onto the topic of YouTubers from the 2010s. When I was in my vlogger era, I was following a lot of UK vloggers, and they were all lifestyle people like Marcus Butler, Tanya Burr, Tim, Zoella,
No.
Joe
No.
Log something.
No.
Yeah, and then I remember during that, like later in that era, I was reading 17 magazine, and I feel the only like black vlogger I ever came across, like lifestyle vlogger that was around my age, was Tila Dunn. And I tried to watch her
Oh
videos.
yeah.
Yeah, I feel like since vloggers have existed, there has been like no super popular like black girl vloggers. I mean, I do watch this one girl. She does makeup. She's a makeup guru. She goes by Too Much Mouth. I know there's Jackie Aina who does makeup, but oh, I know there's King Bach, but like I said, I'm not into comedy. I just feel like there hasn't been like
Tila Dunn was on a was in a YouTube like series.
oh, was she in one of those vlog groups?
No, like it was a it was
one of their like shows. One
yeah,
of YouTube's shows?
it was.
Oh, okay.
But it was like before YouTube even started having a series.
Oh, well, she was in a show called Are We There Yet? Okay, so she's an actress. She's had roles. I didn't even know that about Tila. I was just trying to support her on YouTube.
But like she's had this. It was a murder mystery show. Like they thought this girl was dead, but she wasn't. She thought they. It was a weird show, but it was pretty cool though. At the same time.
Oh, okay, cool. But her channel name was TTLY Tila. I did like her. But I just was going through an era where I wanted more like black vloggers to follow. But Tila's still popping.
I'm trying to remember what the name of the show was.
I'm trying to search for it. It's not really coming up. I guess it was so early they didn't really promote it like they promote stuff now.
It was like way before. It was a few. I want to say it was a few months before YouTube started having series.
Oh, okay.
So it was just like one of those. It was like it was a short.
Gotcha.
It was a YouTube short series.
You know what? This is part. I know I'm full of ideas, of course, but it's kind of making me feel like maybe I should introduce a new segment to report on black influencers. Not necessarily like negative gossip, but just sort of try to get their names out there or something because
yeah, because I mean Tila
was awesome, but she's the only person that I really like am familiar with. But I know there have been so many people who blew up, like the Paul brothers and
Oh yeah.
like mega stars. Like I want that mega like black influencer star.
Yeah.
That's going to be beside me at the top, of course.
Yeah.
But yeah, I have a feeling I'm going to have to get into the TikTok realm to discover these people.
Yeah.
Because like you have to be on the right app, like
Right.
I feel like actually there hasn't been, well, maybe I just don't know. I don't think there's anyone who's like famous for being on Instagram necessarily, because Instagram is known for pictures. Like people usually get famous through video. Like there's Vine, there's TikTok, there's YouTube, and I guess now you have a better chance on Instagram if you're exclusive to Reels. But Instagram wasn't
Yeah.
that blow up app. That's just the app to verify your fame.
Oh, it was the guilty party. The
Never heard of it.
Oh, come on. But
Sorry.
it was one of them it was just a murder mystery like show on YouTube. It was
Oh.
it's really cool. You should check it out.
We should use this conversation to spur a poetic moment. If you were a YouTuber, like a big influencer like that, what would your channel be about?
Mm.
And like, what's your brand image like?
I- Honestly, I can just say it without being in the poem. Like,
Okay.
it would be like I feel like my brand image would be like vlogging.
Vlogging?
I would be a vlogger. I'm trying to get into vlogging,
Okay.
but like I don't really do anything fun, quote unquote.
You could do car vlogs.
See, yeah, I've thought about that. Like drive with me, ride with me, like poetic moments, like ride it.
You could. You could keep it super simple and just talk to people in the car.
See,
Or
I
like
don't
story
really.
times. Oh my gosh. Tana Monjo, not sure if you know of her.
Excuse me.
Whoa. That need to be covered up. But she's someone who's gotten famous from just doing story
Oh
times.
yes, I honestly, this is a guilty pleasure of mine. Like I used to watch her the story times.
You watched Tana Monjo. I would have never guessed that. I
Like,
watched her too.
but like,
She's a July Cancer, just so you know.
yeah,
Yeah.
I know.
We are too, for anyone
Yeah,
new.
yeah.
We're July Cancers.
But like, uh, um, maybe that's what like drew me to her, but I don't know. But like, um, but her story times be just so outrageous.
I know, and like, look, upon reflection, I'm wondering how much of that was true. Because in the moment, I was absorbing everything.
Nah,
I'm like,
for real.
whoa, like this girl's life. But now I'm like, wait a minute.
How?
Like a lot of those prank videos on YouTube, those were fake.
Yeah,
Like,
more
yeah.
more
So
more
like, how
likely
many
than
of the
not.
stories were true? Like, but,
Yeah.
I mean, I'm glad she got hers. But I'm just saying that to say you can just be regular. Like, you can tell people about your life, and I feel like people are naturally nosy, and like if they like your personality, they'll keep watching. Like, there are hundreds of sports shows, but you watch certain ones because you like who's talking about it, not what they're
See,
saying.
I'm the type that needs somebody's energy to feed off of.
Oh, okay.
So I can't really, I mean, or like bounce off of.
Yeah.
So I'm not really the type to have a show by myself.
Oh, okay.
So I wouldn't be able to do this by myself.
Oh,
So
you're like Tay. Tay's just like, give me people.
yeah, I'm like, because I can't structure a show by
Oh,
myself.
okay.
I'm not the type to just have a show structured out, the talking points of everything, but like, I need energy. I mean, I need energy to bounce off of.
Gotcha. I get that. I mean, I definitely think if I were fully devoted to the influencer thing, I would definitely be a vlogger. And I think I would show people my crafts. And I think I would just share my opinions about shows I'm watching. I kind of already do that on my like Too Loquacious account. I talk about reality shows, but I think I just show people like my passion projects too. Like I like to crochet. And yeah, I think I'd be really normal about it.
Yeah, I mean, I would be really chill
Yeah.
if I actually did stuff outside of the house and work, but outside of work,
Yeah.
I would do like vlogs of like stuff like that.
Yeah.
But since I don't really do anything outside of work,
But I'm saying you don't have to be interesting.
well, see, I'm the type that does high energy stuff.
Oh,
That
you want that to be your brand. Like you want to be
right.
the high energy guy, the cartoon who doesn't change his clothes.
No, I
Oh.
change my clothes.
I wouldn't
Okay.
change my clothes. I would be a cartoon on my page. Like I would have the same dress on for weeks. And
Nah,
then people would in the comments would have a full conversation about like, is she ever gonna change her dress?
nah.
Is she wearing a dirty dress? And I'll finally respond and be like, actually no, I'm not gonna respond. I'm gonna let them wonder. But like,
I would
it's
have
just gonna be
like,
my video dress.
nah. I would be like, I would be the high energy, um, just doing random stuff.
Oh,
Like,
like shaking up a soda and throwing it.
yeah, like just random, like vlogging, just shorts of
Oh,
me doing random stuff and like, yeah.
that's so funny. Okay, how about we challenge each other? How about we make like a 2-minute vlog and post it on our pages? Because we're trying to grow anyway.
Right, right.
Okay.
So,
Like day in the life of B Might.
ooh, okay.
Or like
Story
week in
time.
the life, you know. It doesn't
A story time vlog.
Okay, that's cool. Okay, I'll do week in the life of K Bowls. Yikes. Okay, the minimum is 2 minutes. Has to be at least 2 minutes.
Okay.
Okay, and then we gotta talk about it when we open the show next week.
Right.
Okay, if you don't do this, I'm gonna call you out because
I
I'm gonna
know.
do mine.
I know. I'm gonna do
Yeah.
mine. I'm gonna do mine.
And next week is gonna be it's gonna be our Bellz B Might special, and that's where we're gonna do our check-in on our page growth and what we've been up to anyway.
Right.
Right. So that's something that's gonna make it extra special. We gotta hype up our specials more.
Oh, you know what else I would do on my page? I would just do poetry in like random places.
Oh,
Like I would be outside just doing a poem.
you're gonna be just cloud watching,
Yeah.
poeming.
Poeming.
Cool.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's a good hashtag.
Hashtag poeming. Mm.
Yeah. Okay.
If you're doing a random poem, hashtag poeming. That's POEMING.
Hashtag poeming. All right. Well, we will be back at 8:55.
8:55.
So stay tuned and poem.
Poeming.
And we're back on Poetry Slam with K-Bells.
And your boy Napoleon B. Mike.
With TayDZ. Okay, well, I won't introduce you like that again.
What up, TayDZ?
Yeah. Don't worry. If you introduce me in a different way, I'll adapt to that one as well. I'm very adaptable. I'm doing good though. I can't see y'all. I wish I could see y'all's wonderful faces,
What you
you
mean
know,
you
but
can't see
Oh,
us?
it's because we switched the cameras. So I
mm,
think that's what it is. I don't know.
Oh
I mean,
yeah.
on our little Skype call, our camera is visible, but maybe because we had to switch the cameras so that we could set up for our guest that's going to be here in about 30 minutes or so, it may have messed up.
well, it's okay. I know what y'all look like, I guess. So I mean,
I guess, bro.
yeah,
You've been doing this show with us since the beginning, dog. You should
he
know.
might, but I
Pull
don't
us up
know if
on
like,
YouTube. You can see us on YouTube.
but I mean, who knows? Maybe he might you got a new haircut or,
No.
You can
I,
see his hair on YouTube.
well, I like seeing y'all in live time. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. You know, I can mentally picture y'all.
Okay,
Okay,
Teddy.
you're deciding to suffer. That's all I heard. So, what's the poetry news?
Well, poetry news. All right, all right. Hmm. Now, let me go ahead and pull this back up. The funny enough, somebody close to y'all won a major poetry prize. Somewhere close to y'all, someone from Dundalk.
Done dirty.
Okay, for those who aren't local to Baltimore, Dundalk is known as the area with the poop factory.
Done
That's
dirty.
all
Dumb
they're known
dog.
for. There's nothing else in the area, no
Or
zoo, no aquarium. It's the
or
poop factory.
or is known as dumb dog.
Ooh.
Yeah, so hearing the stories, see, I'm okay. I'm from Southern Maryland, so hearing the stories about Dundalk, you would think, wow, nothing comes from there. There's nothing in
Dumb dog.
sure.
When you're born in Dundalk, you hope to leave Dundalk. It's like Maine, you know. Like if you've left, if you move somewhere else, it's like I've escaped Maine. I've escaped Dundalk. You know, no one moves to Dundalk for a life. You're born there and that's it.
Yeah, yeah. That's pretty much
But you
how.
put Maine on a poster like that, that's crazy.
I mean, it's one of those places
that
like
that's pretty much
you've
how.
escaped.
That's pretty much how dumb dog is.
Maine is so peaceful. I'd move to Maine for some peace and quiet, but
Very
I
beautiful.
understand.
And they
Uh,
have many islands. I have people from
Essex,
Maine.
Essex, and Dundalk are always in competing.
But this woman,
Very lame competition. Never heard of this competition.
Wow! As someone from Essex, you know. If you know, you know. That's all you gotta know.
well, this lady, Sierra
And they
O'Connor
still
from
don't know.
Dundalk, she's a lecturer. She was awarded the Caterpillar Poetry Prize after her poem Hints of an Adventurer was selected by the English children's author and poet Michael Rosen.
Sierra
Now, see,
O'Connor.
she won a an award for poetry, which I'm like, okay. I don't know, I just find it interesting because how y'all talk about Dundalk, if y'all remember, I think was it Tupac who said he was a flower growing in between concrete or something like that. You know, thinking about this flower growing in between,
The
you
Poops
know,
Factory and
perhaps
the
the poop factory, as you'd call it. You know, creativity can be found anywhere, creative minds, intelligent people, it can be found in multiple places on this planet, even in places where you feel like, might be the least intelligent, or places with the most repressive, you know, education systems. I saw this person on Twitter the other day, and and he's talking about, oh, red smoke. Come on, guys. Smoke isn't red. Fire from Canada. How's it happen? Wake up, guys. And everyone's clowning this guy. And I was like, Dag, he's from Alabama.
oh
That man,
oh
their education system did him so wrong.
Sweet
And I'm,
Home Alabama.
I'm like, Dag, Alabama and Mississippi, West Virginia, all them places, they don't got high education rates, but creativity still comes from those places. So
Yeah.
Speaking of the sun being red and like the smoke in the air, if you live on the Northeast, then you know that the Canadian fires have been burning. The
Mhm.
wildfires have been burning for several days, and the smoke has been the worst in New York City, but we've gotten it all over the state of Maryland. It's also been in Delaware and in New Jersey. And I was coming back from Ocean City on Monday, and I think that's when I noticed the haze. I didn't know it was a haze then. I just thought it was cloudy. And I kept looking at the sun. I'm like, why the heck am I looking at the sun? But it looked cool. I was like, oh, it's red. Like, that's crazy. The sun is
No,
red. But I'm like, why
but
can't I stop my eyes from going to the sun? And then I convinced myself it was the moon. But now I'm thinking, oh, it was the smoke and the haze that made the sun look so cool.
the moon has been red for the past few days.
Okay, so it was the moon. Okay, cool.
But
Bill.
but but the wildfires being over this way is so weird. It feels so weird for the wildfires to be on the East Coast because we're so used to being hearing about the wildfires being in Cali and all that. Like
It's
Mhm.
weird because it's from Canada. You would think, oh, we've never
exactly,
got any smoke from California, but California is so much farther away. It's really just the direction the wind is blowing that,
Pretty
really
much.
let us get it like we are. But
but even if it wasn't the wind, like even if the wind wasn't blowing down this way, I still think we would get some of it.
Yeah,
oh
it's
yeah, but it wouldn't be noticeable or dangerous.
Yeah, but like at the same time, I feel like over in Cali,
Yeah.
Arizona be seeing some of the smoke too.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
that's the desert as well. um yeah, just to pull on the reference that you talked about, Tay, Tupac's poem, The Rose That Grew from Concrete. Here it is. Did you hear about the rose that grew from a crack in the concrete? Proving nature's law is wrong. It learned to walk without having feet. Funny it seems, but by keeping its dreams, it learned to breathe fresh air. Long live the rose that grew from concrete when no one else ever cared.
Mhm.
That was by Tupac years ago.
Mhm.
Rest in peace,
Creativity.
Tupac.
Creativity can come in any area, in any place, and the best you can do with creativity is cultivate it. Find a community. Once again, I know you mentioned this earlier, but we went to the Busboys and Poets. That was really fun seeing all these creatives who are probably regulars there. Just mingling and catching up, and you have to think all those creatives together probably helps them, expand their creativity.
Yeah, I mean, being in a room full of creatives, it just feels like empowering.
Hmm.
Like even when I went to the poetry party, I mean, I'm gonna keep pulling from this experience, like, because it was just one of my best, like, because when I went to perform, it was in like June or July, I think. It was in June, so it was just like June of last year at that. So I'm due for a return to the poetry party, but but it's just being in a room full of creatives is just so awesome
Hmm.
because you get to like see live how they perform and like get their like vibe from the live show, or
Hmm.
even like just being in the room with them, seeing how they interact with others. It's like, wow, they're really cool, or like, I don't think I really like them too much.
That's crazy. But one thing I definitely admire about artists is that we can pull creativity from the ordinary.
Hmm.
Yeah. And it kind of makes me think of that show Seinfeld. Isn't that the sitcom about nothing?
Yes,
Yeah.
And yeah,
Seinfeld was is Seinfeld
Seinfeld was like,
is
I
yeah
think they said Seinfeld was the first show,
about
or at least the
nothing.
first sitcom, to literally talk about the mundane things in life. Being cut in front of in a line at work, or sorry, at a restaurant, a server who's mean to you and rude to you.
Friends
You
was
know,
like that too, though.
Yeah.
But
You
I
know,
think Seinfeld was first, though, right?
Seinfeld was first. Friends was more fantastical than Seinfeld, honestly.
Yeah. Because Seinfeld with Friends, you was like, do they ever go to work? What are their jobs? But,
Ah,
We see them go to work, but the problem is they act a fool so much in work. You be thinking in your mind, none of them fired.
yeah, and then
they're all
they.
friends. They don't have problems. They have friends.
Exactly. Ooh,
Ooh, another quote for your book. Creativity is intelligence having fun.
I love that. I
From
love that
Albert
quote.
Einstein.
Ooh, speaking of, I do want to bring up WGA update. Um,
Yay!
the SGA, not the SGA. Geez, I'm not in school. The
Wow.
SAG, SAG-AFTRA. They have authorized a strike. The Screen Actors Guild will be going hand in hand with the Writers Guilds, both the East Coast and the
Oh.
West Coast, to go on strike. Now, the Directors Guild, they were like, we'll take the deal. We'll just take the
They
deal.
bowed
What?
out. They think they're getting paid. That's what that's all about.
The directors backed out?
Hmm.
No.
Because
Directors
like
backed out.
it's like in terms
Boo.
of money, it's like producer, director, writer.
Hmm.
This is the money war.
Hmm. But see, you can't do nothing without screen actors. So once again, we're gonna get a lot of live action stuff. And also, don't forget, IATSE and all the people who are below the line workers. They're in solidarity. So uh, I saw a meme on Twitter. Once again, I love memes on Twitter. Someone said, directors, when they come into the building and see no actors there, that picture of Will Smith at the end of Fresh Prince of Bel-Air where he's just in that empty room. But then another person replied and said, yeah, but what about all the below the line workers, like the you know the people who behind the lights, the gaffers, when they're not there, and it's the same picture with the lights off. I'm just saying.
That's
Just
hilarious.
I mean, it's teamwork. This is
saying. Hmm.
creativity, teamwork.
But I love that, like, that image. Like, you don't even see the actor because the lights are off.
You like is you people forget creative some creativity is a collaboration. Everybody has to come together. You can't get stuff done if you don't got help. You
Exactly.
gotta have a team sometimes, and I'm happy we have a team, and I'm happy none of us have gone on strike.
I'm
But
going on strike, y'all.
I mean, just as long as y'all can keep me around.
I'm going on strike.
What you going on strike for? What?
Better pay.
Oh, okay. Okay. You know what? You get to work the full 2 hours. I get a 30-minute segment.
Hey, you should get on strike too. Come on strike with me. We'll get better pay together.
Well, if I don't think the Poetry Slam team has given me a reason to go on strike yet. So I like y'all. I love y'all. Y'all are great. Y'all are always fun. Uh, and I do want to say also, bring up one last thing about our trip to Busboys and Poets. So I heard you talking about this earlier about comedy, and I thought it was pretty funny because for some reason people think I'm funny. I don't know how. I don't know why. Um,
Me either. You don't make any jokes on this show.
but
He's a
see,
natural comedian.
that's the thing. I can make a joke in the moment, but if you ask me to write something like on the spot, I'm like, this feels weird, you know?
Observational comedian. That's what you are.
Let's go with that.
I feel like I am an observational comedian as well.
But it's like I should remember to write more of like the things I say now. I used to write. If anybody who's ever went to school with me at TU or wherever, y'all know I wrote a joke book down from other people's jokes. You know,
Oh
Isn't that the
man.
art of being a comedian? Observing life and then adding a punchline.
That's true. I have to say, following everybody from XTSR,
Oh my goodness. The way
everybody. Hmm?
when I was a student at Towson University here, XTSR was the most fun. I will
Yeah,
say that. Like even the semester after that, it was still fun, but like it.
but like people were just dropping jokes, and I would write people's jokes down. I'm like, yo, this is fire. If you let something funny be lost to the sands of time, you know, y- y- for me, I'll be kicking myself. I'm gonna kick myself. I'm too cute for that. So, it's just one of those things where I couldn't let people's jokes go to waste. I was writing people's jokes down. Just the funniest things I laughed at that day. And will I ever use them for something? I might. I might take some people's jokes. I'll credit my friends though. And
I I have
being
an
at
idea for you, TayDZ.
hit me.
Jokes at XTSR.
Mm,
Jokes of Towson.
mm,
Guys, before we get too far down memory lane,
mm.
what's the end of our poetry news?
Oh
Oh,
man.
that was it. I mean, the
And that
the
is
the
it.
the actors going on strike. They're standing in solidarity, and quite frankly, I feel like at the end of the day, what's going to probably happen is that once the writers and the actors and the below the line workers are all striking, I'm going to give it. It's definitely going past September, but I'm going to give it to October.
Okay, yeah, I'm still sticking to my prediction. They're gonna strike for a year.
Hmm,
And
you see
thanks so
nothing.
much, TayDZ, for our poetry news. Let's wrap up that segment.
Oh man. Now back to memory lane with TDZ and Napoleon B. Mike.
Okay.
Uh, uh,
Well, wait. I do want to say though, always a pleasure doing this, doing poetry news with y'all. I hope you'll have me back next week.
po, 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 po. Poetry news with TayDZ.
Thanks, B Mike.
Okay.
Now back to memory lane. It's like, nah, let me stop. But yeah, if we really go back, if we really have a memory lane like episode of XTSR when I was here, it would be it would be just so long. That episode
Mhm.
would be so long.
It would have to be a reunion of some sort.
Yeah.
But Tay, do you have any poems for us? Would you so happen to have any scraps, spare writings?
Do I have any poems? No, but as only because work's been killing my brain. I'm working from Tuesday. I started on Tuesday, working straight to next Wednesday. So my brain's been occupied. Uh,
Guys, what's with you guys when I'm at work and I'm feeling miserable because I'm spending so many hours at work, I write poems. But then again, I'm in an office, so it's like
but
Yeah, Kay,
it's
you
different.
gotta realize you have an office job. You
yeah,
have a job that you can actually sit down and do stuff. Like
yeah. When
Not
I'm
all
at
the
work,
time, but like in spare moments, I'm just like, okay,
yeah,
you know,
the
so but
rest of
like
us.
the thing is, I've been writing other things.
Oh,
That's where my creative space, my juices have been going. You
what you
know.
been writing, Tay Easy?
I've been trying to get down on one of my stories I've been writing for a few years now. It's called Red's Quest. I'm trying to finally finish the draft for like this final chapter because once I'm done with that, I'm going to review everything and I'm going to officially like start putting out an outline. You know, I already have like a series Bible for it, but I'm going to expand the series Bible for it. So I my creative juices have been more towards writing, fiction. That's my first love when it comes to creativity and art. Has been writing fiction. So that's where I've been putting my mental juices into recently.
Well, we hope to see one of your shows you've been writing in or book,
Hmm.
whichever.
Yeah.
We hope to see that soon,
I,
cause
yeah.
I would be I would be the first one in line for that book.
Eh, thanks, B Mike. Thanks, B Mike. I mean, if Bellz, if you want to race him to be first in line, you can do that. But
I don't think any race is gonna happen.
no.
Okay. Dag, that sounds like a bust up. Like, you for real have to say that? Like,
I said I'm gonna be
um,
the first day he releases it. I'm gonna be the first one in the bookstore.
Hey,
I'm gonna camp out overnight for it.
hey, that's what we need to hear. Camp out from my book, bro.
Support TayDZ in his books and his future endeavors.
First line, once y'all get y'all's books out, when y'all get y'all's writings in full physical.
We need to, bro.
you know what? Now that I'm in the rhythm of writing poetic moments, maybe I'll release an anthology of poetic moments.
I feel like y'all already have what can. If you were to create the K and B Mite anthology book of poems that y'all have read over the past, what, 2 years now?
Well, I do
Man,
have all my season 2 and season 3 poems written down, so, but I don't know about B Mite.
what?
So,
What? No,
you
no,
know how he is holding up the projects.
no.
Ooh.
Hey. I have all my poems written down. It's
Okay.
just I have a book in in the works. It's just getting it finalized.
Of course.
Getting what books, getting what poems I need. Uh,
Well, well, that's my idea for y'all. A joint K Bell's B Mite poetry book. That's all. I'm gonna keep my, and I'm gonna keep. I could say more later on.
Okay. Well, thank you for that. It's been awesome, TayDZ. We're going to take a break now to transition to our next segment.
yeah. Well,
Dag be my okay.
my
Yeah,
fault.
thank you
My
so much,
fault.
TayDZ, for coming on for Poetry News. It's always a pleasure to have you on the show.
No problem, no problem. Now, if you excuse me, I'm about to go prepare for an early shift at work tomorrow. Ooh wee.
All
Take it
right.
easy.
TayDZ. We'll be back at 9:30. Stay tuned. And we are back on Poetry Slam with K-Bells.
And your boy Napoleon B. Mike.
We've got a very special guest in the booth, actually a return guest to Poetry Slam. We're so glad to have this Morgan State alum who
Yes,
is
yes.
now a teacher, formerly a president of MSU Poets, Mama Scorpion.
Hey, hey.
Hey.
How's it feel to be back in the studio?
It feels cool for real.
I was hoping for a more elaborate answer. Like it feels great to be back in the
I
booth.
mean,
I mean, but
no,
it feels cool for real. That's cool too.
no, but for real, I do. I'm glad that y'all gave me the opportunity to come back here.
Well, thank you for coming back. We know it's a big deal showing up, you know, on Friday night,
Yeah.
especially after a long day. So we definitely appreciate you, and we're glad that, you're glad to be back.
Yeah, of course.
So besides being a teacher, what else have you been up to since you've
Um,
graduated?
well, I really feel like my teaching job takes up majority of the time that I have, since it's Monday through Friday, 8 hours a day. So anytime I get to have to myself, I'm really just relaxing, or if I have the chance to write, I do that, or you know be with my friends and things like that.
Have you
Cool, cool.
have you had the chance to perform at any open mics lately? Or
Um, I've actually been kind of on a hiatus in a way from performing. So doing this is actually kind of like a big deal.
Ooh.
The last time I performed something, I believe it was in early April,
of
but yeah,
this year?
yeah,
Okay,
of this
okay.
year, but
Oh,
it hasn't been consistent.
Okay.
okay.
Are you trying to get back to consistent, or are you still getting used to your schedule, your work schedule?
Yeah, I'm trying to get back to being consistent with performing again. I just have to go to the different spaces and stuff that have different open mics and stuff.
Absolutely. I mean, now is definitely a good season for that because it's the summer, so
Yeah.
it seems like there are just events popping up everywhere.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I'm trying to get back into performing myself. I've been performing since June of last year. So,
Wow.
yes. No, hold up. I lied.
I
I
know.
lied. Hold
I
up.
don't want to call you out though.
I did a I did do a performance at a church that was doing an open mic. Um, with when was that? It was a few months ago. I think it was the end of last year, beginning of this year. So I haven't performed since then. So it still feels like I haven't performed since June, but like I don't know. I haven't like I haven't actually like written a poem like for performance in a while. So.
Yeah, I mean, it feels good to have you here at the home of the exclusives because you're kind of coming out of your hiatus right here on our show. So we know you have three poems for us, and I'm excited to hear. Is it anything new, or what are
Um,
we gonna get tonight?
well, I do have one piece that's not released
Ooh,
anywhere. So, yeah.
exclusive.
Just one though.
Exclusive.
So yeah.
Okay, well, we're ready when you are.
Okay. So, the first piece I'm gonna do is actually on my poetry page. It's the most recent post on there, and it's called Spiral, and it goes like this. I am not well, despite receiving many well wishes. I am not okay, even though I'm programmed to say something different. I'm actually messed up, feeling hopeless, helpless, suffering in silence, fighting my way into another 24 hours, although those same hours torture me to no end. I feel like I'm losing my friends, or maybe they're just losing me because I'm tired of dodging the bullets that be. How are you? How you been? What's going on in your world? And I'm sorry for the avoidance, for the suppression, for keeping the trauma locked away so much that I forget it's there sometimes. I don't always wish to unleash these ghastly thoughts deeply tucked inside my mind, and I don't want pity parties or lame sorries. I need my pain to be remedied, a course of action that's going to bring me back to a sense of vitality. But until then, I'm going to scream through these poems, since that's what I do best. Use these stanzas as bullhorns, similes for sirens, creating a metaphorical madness, one that will hopefully make enough sense to you as I continue to spiral.
Spiral. Oh, man. I definitely feel like I relate to that poem. Like the the dodging the how you doing is what's going on in your world. Especially the part where you said I'm losing friends or maybe they're losing me. I felt that one. That one that one hit like hard.
That's how it be for real.
So what inspired that? Like just everyday life or was it just like
In my life, I've been dealing with a lot of grief, and it was so much of it to the point that I felt like I just needed to find a way to release those emotions because I wasn't talking about it to anybody. So, poetry is like the way that I express myself the best. So I just took everything that I was feeling about my grief and put it into the piece that I said.
Wow, your piece reminds me of when people ask, "Hey, how are you?" and the person says, "Good," but they've got all this stuff going on inside of them. It's not
Mhm.
really good. And like one of the last lines you said, metaphorical madness, like really stuck out to me as that because it was just very vividly, oh, I have all this stuff in my head, but it's not tangible, if
Mhm.
that makes sense. Um,
Yeah.
and another verse that you said, fighting my way into another 24 hours. So quotable.
nah. I felt that one too. It was just like but the whole poem is just like the how I feel lately, how I've been feeling like in these past like 2 to 3 months. Cause it's just like I've been just feeling a whole lot of. I've been dealing with a lot, but I talk so little.
Mhm.
So it's like with me dealing with a lot, but like not really talking about it. I just say good. I'm doing good, or like I'm good. I'm striving. Like that's my new like saying. I'm striving. I'm here. Or I'll be like I'm here. So
I say that a lot too. Like, I'm here.
As a part of your interview, I wanted to ask, are you living the dream right now? But after hearing that poem, I feel like I can guess the answer. But the question was inspired by the fact that since you graduated from Morgan last year, right?
Yes, ma'am.
I feel a lot of people are under the impression that after students graduate, they launch themselves into the ideal career and they just immediately start being who they want to be and they're where they want to be, but that doesn't match most people's reality.
Yeah. It's post grad life is definitely it's definitely like a lot to manage. Like initially, first graduating, it was fun. It's like I was like on a high and I was just doing whatever. And then it got to a point where I was like, okay, adult life is trying to kick in and I need to get a real job. I need to, start uh, taking care of business. And things just got like really real, like towards like the later part of last year. And like I had spoke about before, like I've been dealing with a lot of grief and stuff. And I've I've had to deal with that, and then trying to deal with, my everyday life with work and helping my family and stuff like that. So it's cool to be a college graduate, but at the same time, I'm like, I'm in the real world, as people always tell me.
Wow. Well, you have a lot going on. However, it sounds like you're winning the fight because you keep fighting through day after day. You're taking it day by day.
Absolutely.
So, whenever you're ready, we're we're ready for the next poem.
I got you. So this next poem is actually the exclusive one. Um,
Exclusive, exclusive, exclusive.
it's actually a continuation of an old piece that I did a few years ago. The poem was called You Are. So this poem is called You Are Too. And it's a little more positive. My cushion through the coping, a humanly teddy bear, my source of warmth in the dead of winter, or for those spring/summer nights. You are my infinity, a constant, someone who remains in my life despite the turbulence, a hand to hold when anxiety has me in a chokehold. You are the first to make me realize that my body is art and not a toy, that my nakedness is not to be objectified but nurtured and glorified. You are one of my safest places. Arms like weighted blankets, a gatekeeping kind of security. It is your aura that swaddles me with protection. And with the comfort you provide, I easily melt into your melanin, and you soothe my soul just like an herbal medicine. And when my intrusive thoughts strike and I feel like I have nothing, nobody, or when I feel like nothing or nobody, you remind me of my grounding, where my roots are. You are my lifeline, stretching your hands out to bring me back to earth, preventing me from reaching that point of extinction. You are everything and anything, containing multiplicities, a shape shifting being from human to home. You become whatever you please, and I accept and appreciate all that you are, just as you do with me.
That was amazing. Your vulnerability in your poems is just consistently courageous.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
That means so much to me. I love to hear how people feel about what I write.
Yeah, your vulnerability is just so it's real. Like you can like really tell that you wrote this and this wasn't something that you just read from somewhere else. It's like you wrote this. Like you can really tell that your blood is really in the ink of this.
Okay. Ooh, that was a bar. Okay.
Like you're right. That is a bar.
Okay.
Whoa. Yo, I'm gonna put that on the phone.
As you should.
That's gonna be in the poem. But but um yeah, you can really tell like that you're really in it. Like you've really dealt with it.
I try my best to get all my feelings out in like the best way I can. So like, people can really feel where I'm coming from. Cause I just feel like I tell this to people all the time. I just feel like I'm not the best talker. Like I'll be having conversations with people trying to explain myself or how I'm feeling or what I'm thinking. And I'm just like, this is not coming out how I want it to come out. But when I write, that gives me more time to think and process my feelings and thoughts. And then I put my creative twist to it. And That's why I just feel like writing is the best avenue of expression for me.
Yeah,
Wow.
I definitely agree with that because I just either ramble or it just doesn't make sense. Like, even to me, that the person who's talking is like, wait, this really doesn't make sense. Do they understand it? Because this not making sense to me. Like, but like, yeah,
Yeah, I have a lot of moments when I don't even know what I'm saying or I'm talking and I trail off in my head. But your poem, I don't know why when you were reading it, it made me feel like I wanted to cry.
Aw.
Like I guess I started thinking about like my own situation and when you were like in the beginning of your poem, you said something like you are my infinity, a constant. And I wanted to ask you, how do you manage to not be selfish with, a person who helps you to feel so fulfilled and grounds you so much? Like, what do you do to make sure they're appreciated?
To make sure they're appreciated. I mean, I always let people know that I'm grateful that they're in my life and that they're friends with me and that they continue to choose to be friends with me because, people come and go in life. But the people that have always been by my side for like years or even like just been by my side ever since like the day that I met them, like I always let them know like I always express my gratitude to people because that's just how I am.
Wow.
so that gets me thinking: is this about one specific person, or is this about a group of people, or is it just
It can be applied to more than one person, but it was a specific person that did inspire the piece. But like I said, it really can just apply to I'm people that I've had in my corner for a long time.
okay?
Wow. Another quote, it is your aura that swaddles me with protection. Love that. Ah,
Thank you.
ah, you're welcome. So we know you've got a finale.
Right. We're ready when you are to speak to your last poem.
Okay. So this is actually kind of a little old one. Um,
Oldie but goodie.
I wrote it back in 2020, and it's called "Love by Me." You can also find it on the page, on my poetry page. How does it feel to be loved by me? I imagine it to feel filling, like grits sticking to your ribs, warm yet chilling, like the Isley Brothers' summer breeze, soft and gentle, like my embrace. But it can be intense too. I think my love is heavy, impactful. My I love yous hold a lot more weight than most. They were never just words to me. They are a declaration, a promise etched in forever. My love is eternal, like the rising of the sun or the earth doing pirouettes on its axis. My love is universal. My love has seen civilizations rise and fall. My love knows the cure for it all. That's why I'm such a healer. My love will kiss your scars, bandage all your emotional wounds, and reassure you that life will continue. My love is like seasonings tap dancing on your taste buds, a chef's kiss landing on your cheek. My love is sweet. Sugar or honey could never compare to the flavor of my love because my love is incomparable. I doubt anyone could possess the ability to love you same way as me or even come close to it. My love has no carbon copies. It cannot be duplicated. You can only feel it. So I want to know, how does it feel for you?
Jeez. There are no carbon copies. That's the bar that stuck out to me the most. There are no carbon copies.
Period.
Like grits sticking to your ribs.
No, that first line hit like what? Like grits sticking to your, like I visualize like grits like actually sticking to like a skeleton's ribs.
Oh snap! I was thinking of like warmth, like oh snap, yeah. When you eat some grits, like you can feel that going down. Oh yeah.
That too, I visualize that too, but like I actually visualize the grits sticking to a skeleton's ribs. It
I,
was just like what?
imagery is a very big thing to me, so I like that y'all y'all different interpretations of
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That that was definitely a good oldie. Thanks for blowing the dust off that one.
that.
Right,
Yeah, of
like
course. I had to.
yeah, I really like your poems because you just add so much imagery to it.
Right.
It's just easy to just dive into it.
Yeah, definitely read more of Mama Scorpion's poems at the Scorpion Letters on Instagram.
Yeah, follow that. Cause I got more stuff that I'm gonna be releasing, and I got other ideas that I'm gonna execute in the future. So lock in.
Lock in. We have to know, how often do you think about being famous?
Famous.
Yeah,
Where
famous.
is famous coming from?
Hey, you finna be famous coming to our show.
Oh, okay. I mean, people. I feel like people have always like told me that, with the way that I write, like people like know me and stuff. Especially like when I was still in school and I was like president of the poetry club and stuff, and everybody was just like, "Oh, like Mama Scorpion gonna be performing," and then like I remember one, or like it was a couple, but like one of the first open mic we ever did, and I came in a room and it was just so many people packed out in that room, and people was like, half of this room is here to see you, and I was like, that's
Jeez.
crazy. I was like, that's actually crazy to me, and I
Yeah.
just always receive a lot of support and love and stuff from what I do, and I really do appreciate it though from like the bottom of my heart because I've come a long way with my poetry and stuff. I went from sharing my stuff to only one person, and now I'm on a radio show. I've been on different stages and stuff, being vulnerable in front of people, which is something that I've always felt like I couldn't do, but I've been improving, and I'm a work in progress.
I feel like we're all works in progress, like in our own way. Like there's stuff that we know we gotta improve, and even if we don't know it, someone will let us know that we need to improve on it. But like, yeah, I mean, like I said, we're all works in progress.
Yeah,
So
and you're working in a positive direction. You've got social media presence, and putting out poems is kind of like, I guess, being a music artist. You're always one song away from a hit. You need
Yeah,
that one, and you're gonna get it.
thank you so much. I
honestly,
appreciate that.
honestly, sometimes I'm scared to put up my poems because, especially like in written form, because I'm not like I don't want anybody to try to copyright it. I mean, or try to like steal like my stuff and take it as their own because I write so in such a way that you'll know it's a Be My poem if you look at it. So it's like I already know like if somebody tries to steal my stuff, like somebody will let them know. But I don't. I also don't want it to be like tried to until I put my book out. I don't want to.
Okay, book.
Yeah, but but until I do that, I don't want to put my poems out in written form until people actually know it's me because you know.
The day ones will know.
Yeah, the day ones will know, but like at
Yeah.
the same
Uh,
time, I'm I've put my poems out on Twitter. Um, I didn't really get too much reception from that, so I'm like, it's a day by day process, really. But like, I'm not very consistent with putting my poems out, so it's just hard for me to do that.
Yeah, I mean, being consistent is definitely challenging. However, like anything else, the more you do it, the better you get at it. And one great thing about social media is it's there forever, so it just compounds on itself. So even if you're not consistent for like 2 months, you get back on it. All the stuff you put out 3, 4 months ago is still there, and everything counts. So definitely, thanks to Mama Scorpion for coming on our show, and we definitely want our followers to follow your poetry page at the Scorpion Letters. Is there anything you want to say to the void, the slammers?
Slammers.
I just want to say thank you to everybody that listened to me tonight. Um, I know like some of my friends are listening to me, and I love you guys, and I appreciate y'all a lot. And of course, everybody else that's listening, I appreciate y'all because this is a great opportunity. I'm very grateful to you guys for having me here, and stay tuned for what's to come in the future from me.
Woo! Stay tuned.
Shout out to day ones.
Day ones, Mama Scorpion, the Scorpion Letters. Thank you so much to everybody who tuned in. You are listening to Poetry Slam with K Bells.
And your boy Napoleon B. Mike. Good night, everybody.